In this video, you'll add an interactive map to the website for a client that has a location. We'll use a Google Maps plugin to easily embed a map on the contact page and in the footer content area of your brochure site. Businesses with a location need to let website visitors know exactly how to find them, and you'll be able to set them up professionally with these techniques. Let's get started. To embed a map on the contact page, what we'll do is put some contact information with the address that we want the visitors to know, and then we'll drop it in here below the title and above the contact form so that it sits in here, a nice interactive map of the location. So if we go to the dashboard, and if the Google Maps plugin is not already activated, go ahead and activate it, and then roll over Maps, and let's look at Maps. This Google Maps plugin allows you to have one map unless you upgrade to the Pro version, but we only need one map on this, and so you can configure this map for your purposes. So let's go ahead and open up the one called My First Map and take a look at the settings. And the default settings are fine to leave for now, but it looks like we've got an indicator on this map that is California, United States. So I'll just get rid of that marker, and I'm going to add another marker just right down here. Put in a location with an address. Click Add Marker. And then I can go down here and I can use the mouse to zoom in and pan around until I center myself on the marker right where I want to be. I want people to be able to find the location easily, but also know where they are and be familiar with it when they see it on the contact page. Great. So as I've dragged the map around, it's showing me the width at 100% for a responsive map, and that's what I want it to be sized for the person's screen. Let's save the map. Great, you can see that it moved the zoom level to there, because that's where I had zoomed in. Now that I have that map, I have my marker at 35 Front Street, and it gives me a shortcode just like the contact form. So if I copy the shortcode, I should be able to just open up the contact page and drop the map right in where I want it to be. Oh, I'm excited. Let's open up the website contact page, and once this is done loading, I'll go ahead and refresh it. Nice. So if I click on the marker, it shows me the address. It's an interactive map, so I can zoom in and out. I can locate the location. I can also use the mouse to zoom in and out. And these are functions that you can either keep or limit using the plugin settings. It's a little bit close to the contact form there, so I'm going to put a little information below the map and above the contact form to set it apart just a little bit. And let's check the responsiveness to the screen size. If I drag the screen from the right a little bit and make it narrower, I can watch the site and how it reacts to different screen sizes. Great, that map is interactive and responsive. Awesome. Go ahead and make that map for any address you like on your own Contact Me page, and then separate the contact form from the map with a business name and address and lay it out so that it looks good. Pause the video now, and then I'll show you how I would do that. How'd you do? Well, if I were going to do that, I would go back to the contact page And after the map, but before the contact form, I would just enter a address. And then if you hit Shift Enter, it'll do a single line space instead of a double line space. Might actually put another space in there. And then, how about a horizontal line there? You know, I'm going to go ahead and center that and make it larger. Nice. And I probably should announce this contact form. And update, let's take a look. Nice. Okay, now if we look at every page of the website, there's a header, there's a sidebar, and there's two areas, left and right, that are located above the footer that you can use that are widget areas in the 2016 theme. What I'd like you to do now is put a Google map into one of the widget areas and the name, address, and phone number into the second widget area for the lower footer area. See how you get on. How'd that go? Here's how I would do it. I'm going to go back to the contact page and just grab the address and phone number because I'll be using it there in the widget. And then, why don't I do this using the customizer so that I can see what it's looking like as I go. Now that the customizer is opening, I can go to the widgets area, content bottom 1 and 2. Let's go ahead and put a text widget into the content bottom 1 widget area. I'll title it Find Me. Now inside of widgets you can only put text. You can style it with HTML, but the HTML that came from the page on the contact page up here didn't transfer over when I copied and pasted from that interior page. So it wasn't large. If you remember, this was heading 2 and it's centered. So I could use some HTML tags like center and close it with some tags and a slash in front of the command. And if I have an enter here, I can click automatically add paragraphs so that it'll put a line break in where I have line breaks. And let's just see what it looks like if I put heading 2 for the phone number, but not for the address. Ah, okay. Now this is going to be on the left side if I use content bottom 2 because it's left and right. You know, I think I'll use heading 2 for the address as well. So I'll just take this heading 2 tag, cut it, and paste it right there. Nice. Now hopefully that won't be too wide. You know what, I could actually put a carriage return in there after Front Street, and then I won't need the comma. There we go. That's going to be a nice block of text. So if I have that on content bottom 2 for content bottom 1 rather, in content bottom 2, whoops, I'm going to add one of my maps. So the Google Maps plugin provides some widgets, and it was the ID one. That was my only map I had. I can have a title so that it matches. Nice. Now you can see it's responsive to the area of the widget, and then there's the address. So let's take a look at it, say, on the home page. because those content areas at the footer of the website show just like the header and the sidebar on every page of the website. Great, so as somebody scrolls to the bottom of any page of the website, they'll be able to get the contact info and an interactive map if they like. So that's what the home page looks like. And say we go to the About page. Great, there's that footer area. Nicely done. Now, something you may have noticed is that on the Contact Me page where we have our map embedded, if you scroll down to the footer, the map is not shown in two places on the same page. Also, in terms of the plugin that we're using right here, you're only allowed one map unless you upgrade to the Pro version. So I've done a little research and I've moved over to this WP Google Map plugin here by Flipper Code, installed it, and found it to be a little bit more user-friendly, and it has the ability to create more than one map and embed more than one location marker on each map. I've already installed and activated the plugin, and I'll show you some of the differences and how I was able to make it set up a little bit better for our purposes, I think. So you add a location separately from a map, and then you can manage locations and manage maps. The first thing I did was added a location with our address. I called it Fireweed Photography, but if I go in and edit it, you can see how this plugin works. And it also has a nice feature where you can display the info window message above the marker with whatever you like there, and you can have it by default open when the map opens. So that's what I placed here. I checked the info window default open box, and then I saved my location. Then I added a map. So let's go ahead and manage maps. I called the map the same thing. And here are some of my settings. I did have to experiment a little bit and choose a zoom level between 1 and 19 by saving the map and embedding it on the contact page and then going back and looking at my zoom level. 15 is what I settled on, and I made the map the same amount of pixels high as we had before, and it says right here you leave it blank for the map width to leave it 100%, which would make it responsive to any screen size. So then there's a lot of other options, turning on and off options and controls for the user, but then I just saved the map, and once you save the map and you go to your Manage Maps page, you can see the shortcode right here that needs to be embedded on the page or the widget. So I'm hitting Control-C to copy that, and then I'll go to the Contact Me page, open it up, and replace the old shortcode with the new. Now here's what the contact page looks like. You can see that I don't have a marker, but if I click on it, there's where I get my marker information, and the map is zoomable as well as draggable. So let's replace the shortcode with the new one. Update the page and take a look as we refresh the Contact Me page. Nice, that looks a lot better to me. It already has the infographic up there. It also provides a little bit more space between the map and the information down below. And now the old map is now able to be embedded down here, but I thought of another change we might make, and the ability to have a second map within our system will be useful here. I'd like this map to be maybe 200 pixels tall instead of 400 so that the sizing and the footer here looks good. So let's go back and create a new map under WP Google Map. This one I'm going to call Fireweed Footer, just so I can differentiate it. 100% width. This time I'm going to make it 200 pixels in height. Let's go to the same zoom level. And I'm actually going to use the same location on this map. And now all I have to do is go to Manage My Maps and find the shortcode for this one, which I called Fireweed Footer, right over here. Copy that, and then paste it into the widget area. This time, I'll go to Appearance Widgets. We'll look at Content Bottom 2. Now, if you remember, I dragged in the WP Google Map right here, and I'm going to go ahead and just drag it back over here and deactivate that widget. And the new plugin offers us a widget as well. And I'm going to select the Fireweed Footer map, title it Map, and click Save in the widget. Let's go back and refresh the page. Nice. That looks much better. And we can display both maps on the same page. And to review, if I click About, the map on the footer appears on every page of the website. And now I think it's laid out just a little bit better. The last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and keep my WordPress installation clean by going back into Plugins, Installed Plugins, deactivating, and then deleting that plugin. Let's see, it's WP Google Maps. Not by Flipper Code, but by WP Google Maps. First, you need to deactivate a plugin before you're able to delete it. Once you hit delete inside the WordPress dashboard, it'll give you a confirmation message. Yes, delete these files. Great, now my installation's all cleaned up, and we've inserted some nice maps into our website. In this video, you've configured a Google map to display an interactive location map to visitors of the site. You embedded the map into the contact page, as well as setting up 2 footer areas for location information. In the next video, we'll set up the Google Analytics plugin to begin tracking activity on the website, and also to display the stats on the dashboard.